Hello, this is wmpyr. I haven't been here for a couple of days now. I've been visiting LA for a business trip, basically. And to put it simply, I was kind of like a bodyguard. Um, so we went to downtown area of LA. And so you have downtown LA. Right next to it is Little Tokyo, which we didn't go to. And immediately next to that is what they called Skid Row. And Skid Row apparently is a place where there is a bunch of homeless people hanging out there. Now, when I say a bunch of homeless people, the population is so large. I forget the actual numbers, but you could basically have a city of homeless people, a whole city. That's how big the population is there. And so the downtown area that we went to is divided into districts. So you have like streets that are just district for, like, let's say flowers. So if you want, flowers, um, for a party or some kind of celebration or whatever, they just sell tons of flowers all through that street. I'm just talking like it almost reminds me of like what in Texas or like in Florida we have flea markets. This is the entire street is a flea market where the right side and the left side and you have the street. Those are all like garage vendors. So the garage door, the shutters are opened up and then they have stuff out, and they're selling stuff wholesale. So it's for companies to come in and buy bundles. So they have a fashion district like that where you could buy fabrics, just tons of fabrics and all kinds of stuff. There's a toy district where, well, once again, this is like straight from made in China stuff. It's just a bunch of big bundles that for you to buy. And so there's all kinds of these districts. They're like warehouses, kind of, smaller, but and they store a bunch of stuff. You go there, and I saw all kinds of people go there. All of these stores, pretty much, I'd say 90% of them are run by Mexican people, and it really, Texas-wise, it reminded me of flea market. Really, that's how I can say it. It's just that it's on downtown. It's in downtown and it's on streets. So we went there, and I mean, these people are making $5, $10 at a time, and for the amount that they're storing, and I mean, it's just stacked to the roof, and it's you're talking about like just a narrow corridor and just things are just stacked all the way to the roof, all the way down. I really don't see how they could make enough money. And apparently, several years back, there was a controversy where that area, they found like drug trafficking. So those stores were like a front, and there were drug dealings going on behind, and I could really believe that. I can see that just because, um, I really didn't see how they would be making any money at all. Really, it just didn't seem, the math didn't add up to me. So I can see that they could be just fronts once again, and they're running, they're storing drugs and running and that kind of stuff. Um, and but you, as a regular customer, you walk in there, they're just trying to make a living, is what it looks like. So I don't see how that would uh, get affected unless there was a rival gang and there was a drive-by or something like that. But just walking in there and doing that, it just seemed like normal business. But once again, something felt definitely a little fishy for sure. And I saw some things that to me were a lot of red flags that I saw. Now that being said, that's not the scariest part. Um, Once again, like in the beginning, I said to you guys that there's Skid Row right next to downtown. And so we go there in the morning and we're there all afternoon, and maybe there's like five homeless people wandering around at any given moment, which is small because, like I said, there's a lot of people shopping there. So compared to that, five is not that much, but it's still very, very noticeable. It's still a lot, especially compared to like Texas and stuff, where at least in the area that I'm in, you don't really see that, and you don't even see one homeless person here in the area that I'm at. But anyway, so but any given time, these five walking around, give or take, um, it's really sad to see because you can tell that they've lost their mind. So I don't know if it's from drugs or I don't know if it's just from being homeless, but they are screaming and yelling at themselves, at the wall, at anyone that's walking by, and they're just shouting and very angry and whatnot. It's very hostile and violent. And who knows when that can turn physical. And sometimes they'll just randomly run. Um, and Most of the time they're just kind of minding their own business, but I saw some that weren't. Um, and for instance, there was one lady that I just saw that she's walking and literally looked like a zombie. And I don't know if it was from drugs or what, but she's, just swaying and walking, doesn't look very stable. And then she just, right in front of a store, starts talking. They were selling mirrors. So starts talking to a mirror and then sits down and looks like she's going to go to sleep right there on the street, right in front of the store. And she goes to her side and looks like she's going to fall asleep. All of a sudden gets up, starts walking, and then all she had on was a dress. Just took it right off, completely butt naked, right there in the street, and is talking to herself, just crazy. Just for someone who like me who's not used to this kind of stuff, I felt it's heart wrenching, because that's somebody's mom, that's somebody's dad, brother, sister. It's so sad to see that, but they've lost their mind, and I'm sure the life, is that they're living if is really harsh and whatever. But it's so sad to see that, and then police come and trying to escort them out and things like that. That's normal there. That's normal. Now, what's even crazier than that is as it gets closer and closer to nighttime, it was like I was told we need to leave, and I'm like, why? We're not done with the business here. Why do we got to leave? And the reason we got to leave is because as it gets later and later, as we get towards nighttime, the homeless people start coming over. So when the stores close and all the garages come down and everything's closed and locked up, all the homeless people end up being there in the downtown area, and they camp out there. They, shit and piss there, and who knows what else they do, and their tents are there, and they take over. Literally, if you could imagine that scene from Escape from New York, where they start coming out from the sewers and I think they were scavenging, but they just come out and they do that. It was like that. So we had to leave. I had never seen or heard of anything like this before. So once nighttime comes, the population, once again, is massive of the homeless there in LA. So it's so sad that they have such a large amount of people living like this. And at nighttime, once the stores are all closed, they take over downtown, and you don't want to be caught in that. It's literally like Walking Dead. I really felt like I was in an episode of Walking Dead. It's like they're coming, we got to go. So yeah, we had to leave, and I mean it was just, I was like, Walking Dead's real. Just, I mean, and like I said, they're walking around like this, and that their mind's not there. Once again, I don't know if it's drugs or if it's just living that lifestyle, but you know, some of them are really batshit crazy, and my heart goes out to them, and I wish something can be done, but in the meantime, it was like we got to get the hell out of here, and that was every day that we went. That's the way it is. Everybody there that they know that. So man, I just wanted to make a video telling you guys about this. It to me it was surreal. It was like it's like this is belongs in movies or in a TV show. I couldn't believe it. I've seen documentaries about the homeless in LA, like on Vice and stuff like that. They didn't capture this experience. It's completely, there it was just a street of homelessness, but I mean, not like what I experienced. That was crazy. That was literally crazy. So anyway, I just wanted to talk to you guys about that and let you know where I've been, and I'm glad to have made it safely back. So that was a pretty intense trip. Yeah. So that's it for now. Thank you for listening, and take care, folks.